The discussion paper of the constitutional amendments prepared by the expert panel was rejected by the steering committee yesterday. The opposition accused MPs Dr. Jayampati Vikramaratne and M.A. Suvantiran for engaging in the drafting process for their own personal gains. Today, the MPs responded to these allegations.
I must say immediately that there are no signatures of anyone on any of these documents. The 6 experts agreed via email with regard to that document that was submitted. The other 2 also agreed and submitted a document. So the question of forging anyone's signature does not arise at all. But the steering committee was also conscious that you can't force experts to agree on anything. If there are 10 experts, sometimes there might be 10 documents that might emerge. But it was our request that they try and bring one document. So this is all that happened. We had no involvement in that document at all. Unfortunately, a story is being spread that one of them, Mr. Suren Fernando, Dr. Jayampati Vikramaratne and I have drafted that document. That's entirely false. As far as I am concerned, after this dispute arose, I went and had a look at those documents. I brought them. It's only after that that I saw actually read through the document submitted by the 6 experts. There are many matters in that with which I don't agree. But that I will take up at the deliberations of the steering committee. It is in the steering committee, the members of the steering committee will discuss, and it is a steering committee that will eventually prepare a draft constitution according to that resolution that was adopted by Parliament.
I have to make it very clear, and I state with responsibility that I did not contribute to the process of preparing the documents that was put forward by 6 members of the expert committee. I have a separate opinion on some of the clauses. I will not state them here as there is a separate forum for that, which is the steering committee. We represent the unity and sovereignty of the country. If you have nothing to hide, the best thing you can do is to convene the Constitutional Council, summon all the experts there and ascertain what exactly had taken place. If the report is presented, anyone would be able to understand what exactly took place. Some of those in the leftist movement are brought over by the NGOs. This is an open secret. Summon the Constitutional Council, and I make this request from the Speaker. Dr. Jayampati Vikramaratne was one of the key personalities behind the process of preparing the 19th Amendment to the Constitution. The amendment finally saw certain powers of the President being vested with Parliament. The powers vested with the President to remove the Prime Minister were restricted, and it was made into a more complex process. Though the team led by Dr. Jayampati Vikramaratne made attempts to make the Prime Minister even more powerful through the constitutional amendment, it was weakened following the conclusion given by the Supreme Court. The amendment included weakening the powers of the President and the media, and also included regulations that would see journalists be imprisoned. However, those attempts were foiled by court. This incident itself is sufficient to understand the ulterior motives of the team, including Dr. Jayampati Vikramaratne. A number of incidents which took place in the past clearly gives an understanding on the conduct of M.A. Suvantiran. M.A. Suvantiran appeared as counsel for Central Bank employee S. Patupanaban, who faced allegations of being involved in the Central Bank Treasury bond scam at the Bond Commission. Suvantiran also appeared for Patupanaban in court as well. During the vote to elect a Deputy Speaker of Parliament, the TNA, led by R. Sampanthan, spoke in support of opposition candidate Sudarshini Fernando Pillai. However, when the vote took place, they were missing, and political groups accused Suvantiran as the person who was behind it. These are just a few examples to showcase their conduct as MPs. They represent the legislature, but who are they actually working for? Are they working for the people of the country? Or are they working towards their personal objectives? For your attention. We must be careful of the deceitful program carried out by the UNP. The day before yesterday at the Constitutional Council that is made up of all the parties, the UNP attempted a constitutional conspiracy against the President. That is what came out of Parliament. There is another one. That one did not come out yet. It states that if you held dual citizenship for a year, you can't contest. Why is such a thing added? At the Constitutional Council, where all parties are present and where a group of experts were tasked with drafting this, Sumanthiran and Jayampati have intervened and are working to use this to influence future candidates and also disable the current leader of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, President Maithripala Sirisena, and put Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe in his place. Although Ranil Wickremesinghe cannot capture power in the country, and although he cannot get votes, he is skilled in disabling people and capturing a few from the opposition. If plans are being made to hand over the powers to remove a president to the Prime Minister, Speaker and the opposition leader, then they have by now decided that they cannot work with this president. Then these 23 should decide. When you ask them, they say they are with the president. If plans are being made to remove the president, then where do they stand? After the 19th Amendment, there only can be 30 members in cabinet. It was increased to 40 following a special proposal in Parliament. The moment the UPFA comes out of the cabinet, the president is given the opportunity to appoint a prime minister and a new cabinet. We are working towards that. I personally felt sad that we voted in favour of the 19th constitutional amendment, because through that the powers of the president were reduced and the powers of the prime minister were increased, and it created a state where we cannot remove the prime minister. We have not been able to implement anything that we hope to achieve through it.